I've got a cement tile roof like this where I'm going to put the solar panels, and I should be able to use a bracket like this which slips underneath the overlap sections in there, and like this. Yeah, so it would work beautifully. It's not expensive and it would work. You can see where all the overlaps are. You can put one in every overlap. However, my contractor did not use standard overlaps. He didn't use standard anything, so I can't use this type of bracket. I'm going to have to use a more expensive solution. Let me show you this roof attachment for those of you who may have tile roofs. These are my homemade mounts. I took this pre-existing L bracket and created my own roof mount. They work pretty well. I'm not a structural engineer, so copy this at your own risk. But you can see how the L bracket is mounted. It goes through the rail. It's got that same kind of little hold down type thing. It clamps itself inside the rail and attaches itself to the L bracket here. And then this is the part where it will be unique for your type of roof. I've got this cement tile roof like this. So depending on what type of roof you're using, you'll attach this to the type of hold down you need for your roof. For shingles, there's a different one. Okay. So let me show you the detail on this, and let's get to that. This is what it looks like when it's not buried in the roof. There's the L bracket and the part that goes down inside the roof. This is how my anchors work. This is the anchor we saw up above, and what will happen is the hole will be drilled through the tile down into here. The rubber gasket will sit on top of the tile and make it waterproof here. There'll be a hole in the metal channel, the C channel, and these two nuts, one on the top of the C channel and one inside the C channel, will hold this anchor in place. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. Again, I'm not a structural engineer, so copy this at your own risk. Let me show you what inspired this idea. This is what I was planning on using, except the supplier went out of business and I can't find where they came from. So this has like a wood screw on the bottom, or a steel screw, and then it has this upper threaded part. It has the same rubber seal type thing, and it has the two nuts where you put the L bracket in it, like this one. And so what you do, this one's easier to use because from the top side you can drill your hole through the tile. You can drill your hole into the steel, a pilot hole, and then you can drive this thing down on here because it has a hexagon shape on it. So you can put it through there, drill it in there, and set it down nicely, all from the top side without going up and down on the ladder. But again, the supplier's out of business, so no point in crying over spilled milk. And I did this. I've got one rail installed so far, and it seems to be working rather well. As you can see, we have all four of our rails in. Let's go take a closer look. And there are the two pair of rails. There'll be 4 panels on each pair of rails, and that should leave an aisle up the middle, a small place to do any maintenance of connecting, disconnecting, wiring, and so forth. This is a close-up on the mount. You can see it's in there and here, and I've got adjustment top and bottom so I can move the L bracket up and down as needed. And then this nut allows me to tighten the rubber seal against the roof if that's necessary. So it's a lot like this roof bolt where it's got a rubber gasket underneath it and you can tighten it down. Same idea. So there's the roof mount bracket. And that's pretty much it for the rails. Need to get solar panels in place. I bought my stuff at a solar store. They just sell solar. They don't really do installation. So, a word of advice here. Be careful who you get advice from. They gave me these things and they said, oh, what you should do is drill a hole through your roof tile, mount your L bracket on top, and so the solar rail goes here, and then just drill this through and let the L bracket sit on top of the roof panel. And absolutely that won't work. I showed them in the store. I just took one of these things and I pressed down on it with a couple fingers and it just snapped it along the line. So that does not work. Again, be careful who you get advice from, because structurally this is not a sound solution. This is one of my L brackets, my homemade mounts, and you notice that I put the foot of the L this way, directly underneath the rail. That's going to make it difficult for me to maintain in the future. I have checked it so that I can remove this and I can pull it down through the roof underneath on the back side, because I've got steel joists underneath there. But if you can't do that, you may want to think about how you position the foot of the L. You may want it to go back this way so that you can reach it without having to work underneath here. And you definitely don't want to get this too close so you have no room to work. Again, so consider when you put in your L bracket which way you want it. Do you want it to go under the rail for maximum weight transfer to the joist, or will it be okay for you to put it out to the side so you can maintain it more easily?